Welcome back. Uh, my guest is Mr. Inamari, MBE, FIH. He is also the founder and the champion of curry industry as well as British Curry Awards. Inamari, you and others in the industry have been campaigning for a change in the law to get a staff on a medium or short-term visas to get over the staff shortage. How much of success have you achieved so far?
Well, I don't claim success. I claim it's a challenge.
Right.
And I continue. I'm doing my bit, and I have been doing it for a long time. You probably witnessed when I challenged when Theresa May.
She was Home Secretary.
She was Home Secretary. I challenged her officially and visually, and she took my challenge, and then I submit 100-page documents where I feel there's a unfairness of immigration policy and those need to be addressed. Give you example why Eastern European people came in this country, they don't need nothing. And when somebody coming from my country or South Asia, especially India, Pakistan or Bangladesh, they need life of their history of given their English language test and their financial ability, their accommodation availability.
Housing.
So those things I think very unfair. And when relation between Britain and India and Bangladesh as a Commonwealth is far superior, and when I see the
historical.
hundreds of years, and when Eastern European, some of the country has bombed and tried to destroy the Britain, and now become a very special relationship. And those things I feel very strong, and I continue fight and lobbying to the government, and I face in many arguments, and my argument is stand still. Why should you say you are one of the champion of in the world for equality, and when you have your own policy is not equal, because the country you are talking about in European, that's another country in my eyes.
True.
Why you have to take double standard policy? Someone has to don't need nothing. He just walk in because he's a European citizen. He's got a driving license and an ID, and he just walked in, whether he's got a job or not. And somebody who I need them badly in my restaurant or in our industry, I can't get them, because then it is to speak English, which is unnecessary. Somebody coming to my restaurant
Look at the menu.
Cooking a curry, they don't need to speak English. So those arguments I think I put forward very well, and I think they have. And I always said, the best way to do it, lobbying and put your argument in front of the politician, and they will listen. And now they have listened. And if you look at, she signed 3-4 weeks ago that we can able to bring in high-skilled migrants in this country. Of course, there's a lot of policy and lots of
those same restrictions will be there? Or?
Yeah, those conditions need to be readdressed and find out the best solution, for we do not want to go back what it has been happened before. So I did mention in the right people. And then again, now low-skilled worker, where they have also saying that it has to be globally. Right. So it's not anymore certain country can do that. So that's also real joy and success. And at the same time, my proposal is, I think, very strong. Nobody can able to just put in the bin. That's something I feel very proud of. It has been very well thought, and what can be done, because this is our country. We have to look at the policy is not affecting only one community and one individual, and affecting other people. So for example, you want to bring more people, you don't want to pressure on NHS, you don't want to pressure on welfare, so that needs to be looked at. So I did put all those concern of
But
of
if
people.
you have more people, they're also contributing to the economy, they're paying taxes.
But at the same time, if you look at NHS is already struggling. So I suggest that if somebody wants to bring people, they can have a private medical insurance, and that business will pay. So of course, product within the restaurant sector will go high, because someone has to pay for that somewhere. So the money has to come somewhere.
Yes.
So I think the South Asian people will appreciate for that money, even though if you give wages, middle terms wages, they will appreciate, because the value of the money in their family will much greater in terms of South Asia. So I think I have looked at all these things and I have submitted, and now they have, you know, taken to the account, and now I see how far I can go to. Obviously,
in terms of time, when do you think the results could be seen?
I think after the March of 31st of March, after
the Brexit.
Yeah, and no one can tell what will we look like in after March for this country in terms of the situation we're in. If you look at today, Boris' brother has been, you know, resigned.
Yeah.
So it's continuing happening. Boris Johnson has been resigned. So it's very difficult time at the moment for what will be happen tomorrow. I don't know. And the Prime Minister is very strong, and she is in top form in terms of what she believes in and what people have voted for, and she want to continue to deliver. Of course, whether it's no deal, then what will happen, we will see. But I am also
You are also one of those.
Yes, I'm one of those.
Brexit.
I remain, sorry, I was a Brexiteer, and I want to leave, and that's what I vote for. But it wasn't my personal agenda whatsoever. I looked at my community.
Right.
And
the industry.
And industry as a whole, and that's why I support it. And you look at my friend, Prime Minister David Cameron, has been, you know, was other side, and it was very difficult for me to go against him. But I did it for my community. I thought it will be not right, because I know where my community will be deprived, and those are the things I stood up. What we have been established for my first generation, a contribution of the curry industry is amazing. If you look at everywhere in the country, the restaurateur is the people who contributed. In terms of what we're talking,
right.
If you look at the backbone of this television, were supported by whom? The restaurant sector, somewhere, one way or another. So I feel you must not undermine those people who contributed, and make sure we continue their contribution to be promote and telling the story.
That's very interesting. What is the current situation of the industry itself?
Yeah, it is a very difficult time of the year. People are facing many problems, especially staffing is a big cause, because managing restaurant and changing of the concept is enormously changed. It wasn't anymore you can run it just because you can, you know, cook a curry. It's not possible. You've got to have so many regulation, you have to compliance you have to do, and it has a difficult for some individual restaurant to manage this. So the cost is becoming very high.
Right.
To managing restaurant is not anymore used to be just open a restaurant, somebody cooking curry and serve it. No, it is a huge commitment and time, and bringing the service into your restaurant, even waste management. Think about it.
Right.
You know, and those things need to be expert people to come and support your business, that make sure is not you are in disrespectful with your
Right.
council. And
suppose we get the visas for the people, high skilled, semi-skilled, and just people who will be manual worker. But can we really change the approach of the people now? Because, you know, if you walk the high street, there's so many takeaways.
Takeaway yes, it's increasing the takeaway demand because of the convenient food. If you
Even
look
the
at
spicy chicken wings.
Yeah, if you look at AI, well, this is another issue we can discuss. I think if you look at this, is very much a report came in, the people get obesity and people get hooked on, because there's two things to be established. One here, the convenient is actually become a superhero. So everybody buying the convenient. Whatever service you're receiving, you just click and it comes in. So our generation is still surviving on the traditional way to buying things. You're not believing AI, you don't believe in any device, you always believe in go to the shop and buying things and enjoy. You want to take your family, sit down at the restaurant and enjoy. Those things are changing because of the new young generation has been driven by the technology.
Some of them, they don't know how to cook.
They even don't know how to cook. They even don't know how this actually made. I would be not surprised if you ask somebody where the milk come from. I'm sure they will say maybe come from pasta. So those things is not anymore what traditionally we grown up with. So the new generation are all electronic device, and they are hooked, and therefore the changing the whole market is tremendous, because the new generation is becoming our customer. So therefore I feel that that changes is making a huge difference, and we have to adapt.
Yeah, but do you have any program to meet that challenge?
Yes, we have. We have with this program. Some of the restaurants are doing it, and it's making a huge success. So that program is food needs to be adapted. That's number one. Then service, and then price structure is one of them.
This online ordering, isn't it?
Yeah, online ordering also is another one. Of course, is the click. If you look at some of the big online, they're providing device for.
Yeah.
To the restaurant, they're bringing the traffic to your door, and people are buying it. At the end of the day, it's expensive. The service you are taking, if you give a 20% to the service provider, and then you get another 20% for the VAT, so it's almost 40% gone. There's another 10% for your other transaction. So what actually remained for a restaurateur? So that needs to be looked at. So what happened is the market price structure, which is got to be go up, and at the same time, of course, the lots of stuff we still import. So that's also between Brexit issues, how the pound play in the world, and that could be make also a huge difference. And it's already seeing some expensive stuff in which is increased for last few years. So that is really added to our restaurant, and people has to buy in. And at the same time, cheap and cheerful market is growing, because of people is convenient is governing on that. It's not only the money, is availability and also the fast.
Yeah.
So that's two things is creating a convenient. And I don't think you will buy a even free television if somebody don't give you a remote.
Sure.
Can you see that? That's the habit you are actually step in. So the technology is.
On that point,
Yeah.
we need to take a break. And
Thank
when
you.
we come back,
Sure.
we'll pick up the thread. Thank you for being with us. Don't go away. We'll be back after this very short break.